Good evening and welcome to the Alzheimer Society Virtual Dementia Hero Awards 2021. Yep, we got there. I'm Richard Madeley and I'm delighted to be your host tonight for these special awards. Together, we're going to be celebrating those dementia heroes who throughout this pandemic have done outstanding things to support people affected by dementia. While we're not able to be together in person for obvious reasons, we can still celebrate the individuals, the groups, the organisations that have shown their care and compassion, innovation and dedication in supporting people affected by dementia during this incredibly difficult time. Now, throughout the coming evening, you're going to see a text to donate option. Alzheimer Society Vital Support Services have never been needed more. And if you'd like to, and if you're able to, donate today and help us continue to be there for everyone affected by dementia. You just text HERO, H-E-R-O, to the number on your screen, to donate £10. And this £10 can begin somebody's Dementia Connect journey by providing the first conversation with one of our telephone-based dementia advisors. Now, for those of you who can do that tonight, thank you. Now, these awards are taking place, of course, during Dementia Action Week. It's an annual event that sees the UK public coming together to improve the lives of people affected by dementia. This Dementia Action Week, Alzheimer Society is asking for your help to cure the care system by urging government to reform social care now. Right now, the broken social care system means that in the UK, nearly 1 million people with dementia and their families are struggling to get support and care that they deserve. Decades of underfunding and neglect have led to a care system that is incredibly difficult to access. It's costly, it's inadequate, and it's deeply unfair. The coronavirus pandemic has exposed these problems like never before. And it doesn't have to be this way. This Dementia Action Week Alzheimer Society is calling on the government to cure the care system now, to provide quality social care that's free and easy to access, no matter where you live. Because while dementia isn't curable yet, the care system is. So to find out more and to sign the petition, please search Cure the Care System. Now, tonight we've got a fantastic evening planned for you with some wonderful music and poetry, as well as the 11 award presentations from an array of special guests and supporters, including Kerry Mulligan, Angela Rippon, CBE, Sir Tony Robinson, and many more big names. And we want to say a big thank you to Tunstall Healthcare for sponsoring the Dementia Hero Awards. And we look forward to seeing Marketing Director Zilla Moore later on to present the Outstanding Achievement Award. Right through the night, we also want to hear from you. You can tweet using the hashtag Dementia Hero Awards to tell us how you're enjoying the ceremony and share stories of your own dementia heroes. So let's get on with the awards, shall we? And the way this is going to work is I'll tell you about each category before I then introduce a special guest who will share the names of the finalists and then reveal the actual winner. And while, of course, there can only be one category winner, every finalist is a brilliant example to us all, supporting people affected by dementia and improving their lives in, come on, what's been a challenging year for everybody. Now, all our categories tonight have been judged by panels of industry experts and volunteers affected by dementia who use their experience to whittle down hundreds and hundreds of nominations to our finalists and, of course, lastly, the winners. So good luck, everybody. Now let's get things kicked off. And to do that, we have the Dementia Hero Award for Fundraising. It's a really important category because where would we be without fundraisers? All these nominees have gone above and beyond during the pandemic to organise fundraising events or activities, and they've raised money in their communities for Alzheimer Society throughout the emergency appeal. Now, the winner has overcome the barriers of the last 12 months to raise money and shown an innovative approach in their fundraising. To present this award is BAFTA award-winning actress and Alzheimer Society ambassador, Kerry Mulligan.
Thanks, Richard, and good evening, everyone. I'm Kerry Mulligan, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here this evening to present the Dementia Hero Award for Fundraising. I wish we could all be together so I could thank each and every one of you in person for your amazing hard work. The finalists for this award are Hayden and Bodie Williams, Nicholas Mullings, and Alan Evans, the Steelworks Santa. So let's hear from them.
My name is Hayden, I'm 10 years old, and this is my brother Bodie, who's 5 years old.
And I'm their mum Rachel.
In January, the first month of 2021, we've raised £1,600 for Dementia Society, and we run over 100 miles, and hopefully all this money will cure the illness.
And then we got contacted by the local paper then, and they did a lovely article on the boys as well. So then we got some anonymous donation. We found a lot of information on your website that has been so helpful through this journey that we've been on, and yeah, it's just such a wonderful cause, and that's why we chose it in January when we decided to do something together to raise some money. We knew that was a charity for us.
I'm very happy, we've raised this much money, and I really want all the money to go to the charity and help all the ill people.
Are you excited that you'll be in the final?
Yeah.
My name is Stephanie Dunst. I'm the Regional Engagement Operations Executive for Alzheimer's Society, and as part of my role, I lead on our recycling initiatives. I chose to nominate Mr. Mullings for this award because of the tireless support and commitment that he gives. In 1986, Mr. Mullings approached the Society with a novel idea of doing something with old jewellery. And just of last week, his idea has helped raise over £2 million. Our recycling campaign saw a huge lift. In June of last year, Mr. Mullings embraced this wholeheartedly. He was very keen to keep the income coming into the society so that there was no negative impact on the people affected by dementia. We've had thousands of people donate. Without Mr. Mullings, the society would be without significant income.
My name is Alan Evans. I'm also known as the Steelwork Santa. I've done quite a few things over the last year, new things. I taught myself how to make and edit videos, which was very useful for fundraising. During 2020, we raised just under £11,000, of which just over 10,000 was for Alzheimer's Society. To be nominated for this Dementia Hero Award came as a big surprise, a really big surprise. And it's a lovely surprise as well. It's the family clause, all of Santa's little helpers, all that support that we generate to make the activity successful. And I, on behalf of everyone, would like to thank everyone for their support.
What an exceptional group of finalists, raising incredible sums of money to help us at Alzheimer's Society continue our work to support people affected by dementia. Tonight, the winner of the Dementia Hero Award for fundraising is Alan Evans, the Steelwork Santa. Congratulations, Alan, you are our fundraising dementia hero. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Back to you, Richard.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Kerry, for joining us. And what a fantastic winner Alan is, bringing Christmas cheer to hundreds of people while raising more than £10,000 for Alzheimer's Society. You truly are a dementia hero, and what a way to kick off tonight. OK, on to our next award of the evening. Now, our second award of the night is the Dementia Hero Award for Innovation. And this award is going to go to the individual or the group who've developed a new product, a project or a service for people affected by dementia. Now, that can range from a new piece of research or innovation to a dementia-friendly project, breaking new ground to support people affected by dementia, especially during the challenges of the pandemic. Now, the winner has listened to and acted upon the views of people affected by dementia to improve their experience of living with it. And to present this award is Isabel Oliveira, CSR and Sustainability Manager at Santander UK, who have very kindly sponsored the Innovation Award. Isabel.
Good evening, I'm Isabel Oliveira, and I'm delighted to be here to present the winner of the Dementia Hero Awards for Innovation. As part of our partnership with Alzheimer's Society, Santander is extremely proud to support innovative ideas and projects that will help the lives of people affected by dementia. And now, on to the finalists. The finalists for this category are DEEDS, Dementia Engage and Empowerment, Derry and Strabane, Dementia Northern Ireland, and Margaret House TDW Radio.
So we had our Facebook established, and we started to put up more activities upon that. And at the start, we would have had about a reach of about 5,000 plus. And that reach has actually been extended to over 79,000. The impact on people with dementia for Carers Connect was really amazing, because they were getting access to activities that created a structure to their day. It helped to actually bridge to build the relationship between the carer and the person with dementia. The nomination for the Dementia Hero Award has just been such an uplift for us, and it's coming from the Alzheimer Society, which is recognised as a world leader in provision for dementia and cares, and that just makes it very special indeed for us.
I'm Hazel Howarth. I'm an empowerment officer with Dementia and I. Dementia and I is an organisation of people, members who all have a diagnosis of dementia. The organisation was set up by 5 people with dementia. They're now an organisation that work all across Northern Ireland, raising awareness and working with organisations, researchers to really to change the world for people with dementia. We have had weekly yoga sessions. We've had mindfulness and meditation courses, magic shows. We've taken part in research. We've taken on a huge amount. It has been really empowering for our members, but on top of that, it's also kept them connected. It's really fantastic to be finalists in the Dementia Hero Awards, especially for innovation.
My name's Leanne Smith. I work at Margaret House Care Home in Barling, Hertfordshire, and I'm the Social and Wellbeing Manager. We worked alongside Pete, who put together a radio station just for our residents and the residents' relatives. And we just had the most amazing show that just had connections on so many levels, because we put it out to the families and let them know the day that we would all be listening to it. So it was something that we could feel like we were all doing at a similar time together. The residents' reactions to the radio show was fantastic.
It really allowed for so much really good reminiscence.
It's an absolute privilege to be nominated for the Hero Award.
Everyone has just worked so hard through the last, getting on for 18 months now to keep everyone safe, to keep everyone well, but to keep everyone happy and engaged.
3 fantastic examples of groups who innovated during such a challenging time to find new ways to support people affected by dementia. The winner of the Dementia Hero Award for Innovation is Deeds, Dementia Engaged and Empowered Dairy and Strabbing. Congratulations to you all. You are all Innovation Dementia Heroes. Back to you, Richard.
Isabel, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Congratulations to the team at Deeds, showing how organisations can pivot from face-to-face service to digital while keeping a human touch and addressing the needs of people living with dementia and, of course, their carers. Well done. Huge congratulations. So we've had fundraising and we've had innovation. Now it's time for the Dementia Hero Award for Research. Now, when this pandemic hit, individuals and teams of researchers sprang into action to find ways to support people affected by dementia. And this award is to recognise an individual or a group of researchers who've undertaken exceptional dementia research in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The research output of all our finalists demonstrated a clear impact for people affected by dementia, furthering the scientific evidence and influencing social care and health policy. This is a big one. To present this award is Sir Tony Robinson, actor, comedian, broadcaster, and of course, ambassador for Alzheimer's Society. Over to you, Tony.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tony Robinson, and I'm delighted to be with you tonight to announce the winner of the Dementia Hero Award for Research. As someone who lost both of my parents with dementia, research is vitally important to me, and it's great that there are heroes out there who are working to combat and hopefully finally extinguish dementia from our lives, including the finalists in the research category, who are Dr. Clarissa Giebel, Embed Care COVID, UCL and King's College, and the Include project at Exeter University. So, time to find out a little more about them.
Hi, my name is Clarissa Giebel. I'm a research fellow at the University of Liverpool and the NIHR ARC Northwest Coast. All of my research into dementia care and social care suddenly had to shift towards COVID, and I've been leading on a number of national and international projects looking at how the pandemic has really impacted on the lives of people living with dementia and their carers. We've also recently started looking at the impacts on people with dementia in care homes and their family members. It was a really detrimental impact, first and foremost, I think, on the care that people are receiving. People with dementia are deteriorating faster because of that lack of care and service support, but also because of that lack of social, cognitive and physical stimulation by just being at home. It's lovely to have that recognition that our work is being nominated for this award.
I'm Nathan Davis. I'm a Senior Research Fellow based at University College London, and I'm also an Alzheimer Society Junior Fellow as well. And I lead the project together with Nurea Capelli, who's also a Junior Alzheimer Society Fellow based at UCL. During the pandemic, we've obviously seen an extraordinary number of people with dementia. So together with my colleague Nurea, we were awarded a grant from the UK RI to develop a decision aid to support families, and it's now been implemented in the NHS England Dementia COVID-19 care pathway. It's been used by general practice, and it's also been used by hospitals. It's just such an honour. It's fantastic to even be nominated, let alone shortlisted.
So it's a research study exploring the impact that the coronavirus has had on people with dementia and those that care for them.
What we're doing is gathering evidence around the impact of the pandemic and the subsequent lockdown measures on people with dementia and carers, to think about ways in which they could be better supported in the future.
It's a rapid response piece of work, really responding to the difficulties that we knew were happening for people with dementia and their carers living at home. We want to try and listen to their stories and understand what's going on for them in order that we can make some recommendations to them, but to also other people like policymakers and the practitioners that are involved with them in order to try and help them live well.
Because we have already a lot of information about people from the IDEAL programme, by following them and how they're doing through the pandemic, we want to understand the true and long-term impact. We will then go on to follow them up again within the IDEAL programme, so we'll be able to understand living well with dementia before, during and after COVID.
These three projects are brilliant examples of exceptional dementia research in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. So now, without further ado, the winner of the Dementia Hero Award for Research is Embed Care COVID, UCL and King's College. Congratulations to the Embed Care team. You are our research heroes tonight, looking for new ways to improve end-of-life care for people dying with or from dementia and their carers, something I personally feel very passionately about. So, congratulations again. Richard, back to you.
Now, our judges said that what set the Embed Care programme apart from all the others is that the team's outputs have been really embedded into the NHS over the last year. It was their focus on providing person-centred care for people with dementia towards the end of life that was delivering real-world changes. So well done to all involved for this vital work. Brilliant. Now, throughout the coronavirus pandemic, campaigners have demonstrated their passion and their determination for people affected by dementia to be better protected, better supported and connected. And to recognise this tireless work, our next category is the Dementia Hero Award for Campaigning. Now, this award recognises public figures, community leaders and people affected by dementia who've led the way in challenging the disproportionate impact that people affected by dementia faced during the pandemic by campaigning for change at a local and a national level. And to present this award is Baroness Greengross, OBE, crossbench peer and co-chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Dementia. Let's hear from her now.
The award for campaigning is so important. As the co-chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Dementia, and someone who seeks and always has to raise such issues in Parliament, I know the tireless efforts of campaigners, and they can often be the most effective and powerful way to influence government, and indeed the whole world of Parliament. And tonight, the finalists for the award are Enum Wiye Damali, Graham McGrory and John Amos. Let's hear more about them now.
My name's Graham McGrory. My partner Anne was diagnosed with a rare form of dementia, PCA, Alzheimer's, which affects vision and spatial awareness, back in 2010. One of the things that we put into the House of Lords was the question of whether the government would give indemnity to the care sector. We also raised the question of the extra costs involved, both in staff and also literally financially for care homes to do testing. Radio Cumbria got interested, and Anne and I have been like a soap opera. What Radio Cumbria and what the media have done is get Anne's voice out to people who wouldn't have heard it before. I see this as a nomination for Anne and a chance to be Anne's voice in the wider world.
I work as an educational psychologist. I've done that for 30 years in South London boroughs, talking about dementia, dementing conditions such as Alzheimer's, just drawing attention to what it actually means to have those conditions, but also drawing attention to those who look after people with those conditions. The other thing that I've done is try to draw attention to the care homes and really thinking about how we make sure that those people who choose a care home as an option for their loved ones, that it's meeting their needs. It means a massive amount to me that this work that I'm doing and many others will be picked up. It has to be picked up by those in positions of power. And if that in turn makes a difference, then yippee.
I'm Sarah Lever, and I've known John and his wife Leslie for over 30 years. John's wife Leslie went into a home in 2014 after being diagnosed in 2012 with early onset dementia. He has worked so hard to bring Alzheimer's to the fore and make people aware. All in all, he has been a fantastic campaigner. He has been so involved with people from local councils right up to Parliament. He has constantly kept the problem in the public eye.
Now I'm delighted to announce the winner. Tonight, the winner of the Dementia Hero Award for campaigning is Graham McGrory. Well done, Graham. You are a tireless campaigner and fully deserve this accolade, and congratulations to you. Thank you to all our dementia heroes. Have a great night. You deserve it.
Campaigning locally through council engagement, local press, regional radio appearances, Graham has championed the vital role which loved ones play in care. Despite his personal distress, Graham has shone a spotlight on posterior cortical atrophy. That's a rare condition affecting the vision and the spatial awareness of people like his partner Anne. So, Graham, huge congratulations from everybody here tonight. Now, tonight's event wouldn't be the same without recognising the carers whose perseverance, dedication and compassion is a shining example to all of us. Throughout the pandemic, carers have gone above and beyond to care for friends, family and loved ones with dementia in such challenging times. To present this award is accomplished theatre actor and Alzheimer's Society supporter Anne-Marie Duff.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anne-Marie Duff,
and tonight I have the enormous privilege to present this very special award, the Dementia Hero Award for Care and Compassion. Like many people, my family has been affected by dementia, specifically early onset dementia. My brother Eddie, who's 2 years older than me, has Alzheimer's. I don't know where we would have been without his carers. Extraordinary people. So this is my chance to give a big shout out and say thank you very, very much for your hard work, your dedication, your kindness, your consistent reassurance, and just to let you know how appreciated you all are. We'd be lost without you. Our brilliant finalists for this award are Heather Rain, Mario Cardoni, Marcia Downer. So, let's hear a bit more about these 3 finalists now.
My name's Mandy Bancroft. I've nominated Marcia because I think she does such an amazing job of caring for her mum. Sandy was admitted to a new nursing home. She didn't know anybody. So Morse tried to help her integrate as best she could. Sandy didn't like the food. So Morse made a concerted effort to deliver food to the doorstep of the home every day. She does her role day in, day out with no expectations. She is the most worthy person to be nominated.
What I did was organise a weekly phone chat. I got a bunch of volunteers who were wonderful, and every week they phone round to all the members of the Memory Cafe. They have a chat with the carer, with the cared for, and just sort of keep things going. I'm involved with the Playlist for Life, which I think is a wonderful scheme. Last summer, when we had decent weather and the rule of 6 came in, and we're now starting this again this week, is outdoor meetups. It's a little bit of a break, and just so keen for them to get together and see each other. Like I say, you don't do it for the honour, you do it because you want to do it and there is a need and you want to fill that need.
I've nominated my dad for the award because how he's risen to this challenge has been absolutely amazing. We are all floored by him. My mum is now well into the advanced stages of dementia. And my dad has completely transformed himself. He has switched on a computer for the first time in his life and can now Skype call my sister so that my mum can see her. It's everything he's done to transform his life to support my mum. And maybe it might help someone else who, like my dad, thinks they would never manage and they'd never cope, could see that, you know what, you've got more reserves in you than you realise sometimes.
3 carers there who exemplify what it means to be caring and compassionate. Well, tonight there is only one winner of this award. All our carers across the country who support their loved ones, friends and family every day are all heroes. Tonight, the winner of the Dementia Hero Award for Care and Compassion is Marcia Downer. Congratulations to you, Marcia, and thank you so much. And have a great all evening. Have a brilliant time. You're amazing.
Marcia, in the care that she gives to her mum, shows the best of what carers can be. So thanks to Mandy for nominating Marcia so that she can be recognised tonight as a dementia hero. Now, when we say that our carers have gone above and beyond in these times, we actually mean it. And as a small token of our respect and appreciation, we wanted to recognise every individual nominated for this category who cares for their friend, family member or loved one tonight. Let's just see the names of all the nominees right now. Congratulations, everybody. Now it's time for a real treat. Most of you will remember back in September 2020, Paul Harvey, a former music teacher living with dementia, went viral after his son Nick posted a video of Paul composing a song from just 4 notes. The BBC Philharmonic Orchestra was so moved by this video that they recorded the song, 4 Notes, Paul's tune with full orchestra. Businessman, philanthropist and entrepreneur Sir Tom Hunter was so inspired by the piece that he made a charity donation of £1 million, split between Alzheimer's Society and Music for Dementia. It's just such an incredible story, and what a gesture. And tonight, performing his new piece, Hope, for us now, is Paul Harvey. Wow, thank you, Paul. What an absolutely brilliant piece. Don't forget, we still want to hear from you, so tweet about your own dementia heroes using the hashtag Dementia Hero Awards. Now, while some of us during the past year and a half were at home following lockdown rules, the organisations, the teams and the individuals working in health and social care continued going into work, putting themselves at risk. Visits weren't always possible, and for many living in residential care or being cared for at home, these people were the only ones that kept them connected to the outside world. So in recognition of them, our next category is the Dementia Hero Award for Professional Excellence. Now, this award celebrates the work of dedicated dementia professionals in their fields who've supported people affected by the illness in social care, the NHS, or another setting throughout the pandemic. And our finalists were chosen because they championed safety and compassion and dignity and a person-centred approach. They supported people living with dementia to live well and remain independent for longer in these challenging times. And to present this award is the Minister of State for Social Care, Helen Whately MP. Let's hear from her now.
Thank you, Alzheimer's Society, for organising this event and for all you do for people affected by dementia. The Dementia Hero Awards are a chance to showcase the stories of people doing outstanding things during the pandemic, our dementia heroes. These awards recognise the inspirational achievements of people who care for those with dementia, find innovative solutions in research, and campaign for the rights of people with dementia. Social distancing and disruption to regular activities and support have meant the challenges of the pandemic over the last 12 months have been felt profoundly by people with dementia and their families. For example, people with dementia can find it hard to follow instructions, and for people living in places like care homes, they've struggled to understand why they haven't been able to see their loved ones. Equally difficult has been the experience of families and carers who've had to persevere through the restrictions with little, sometimes no respite. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has a role in caring for people with dementia and their families. You have gone beyond the call of duty. You've made sacrifices so that people with dementia have continued to receive the care they need, despite the unprecedented demands and challenges that you have faced. Thank you for your incredible resilience and determination. We have made progress. Our vaccination programme is proving to be a way out of the crisis, and it's wonderful to see people reuniting with their loved ones. The finalists for the Dementia Hero Award for professional excellence are Care UK, Paul Hunt, and Royal Star and Garter.
We support a wide range of residents, particularly living with dementia. We identified very early on in the pandemic that residents living with dementia were beginning to struggle with the social isolation that was being imposed. So we introduced the tool to enable our colleagues to be able to understand some of the symptoms that they might be seeing and then address them, which meant that we were fairly quick to respond to some of the distress and stress that people were experiencing. We introduced the Relish app, which has been phenomenal. It's offered the opportunity for over 200 different activities that are easy to access. My team and I are just immensely honoured to have been nominated. I think it's a recognition of all the work that we've been doing, supporting people living with dementia to live really fulfilled lives.
I'm Paul Hunt, I'm a living care worker. This is my first, 6 months of doing it. My client, Derek, is 96. When I took over caring for him, he had an history of falls, he was very immobile. I've going walking back around the house again, now on his Zimmer frame. In the dementia group, where I used to go, they've got some videos on YouTube. So I connected my laptop to the tally, and he actually saw himself singing on tally, and he was like, "Oh, I'm famous at 96." His son come round the other week, and he says, "My dad's walking about a lot." I said, "Your dad walks everywhere now." I said, "But what I've done, I've put a chair in every room." I said, "I'll let him come and go as he wants. Say to him, once you get tired, sit back down." And he said, "I can't believe how much he's changed in such a short space of time."
Royal Star and Garter is a charity for veterans. We've been around for over 100 years providing care to severely disabled and those living with dementia.
We continue to give that magical moment to the residents living with dementia, making sure that they have enough meaningful activities.
We've created a portal, a family portal for relatives who can, through password access, gain an opportunity to connect with their loved ones.
People who are not able to even speak, even one word when they came, and eventually they're more conversant, they're more chatty, and they're more able to engage with people.
We'd love to be able to raise awareness in the community, to reach out to other people and just explain what good quality care looks, sounds and feels like.
The winner of this award was felt to have evidenced a person-centric approach, and their innovative activities put them ahead in an outstanding field of nominees. Without further ado, congratulations to Royal Star and Garter. Thank you for your amazing work.
Well, the creative and person-centred ways that Royal Star and Garter engaged their residents and families sounded absolutely brilliant, so many congratulations. Now, in the next category, we're going to be announcing 2 winners for dementia-friendly business, one for the small, medium organisations and another for large organisations. Both awards celebrate those organisations that have gone the extra mile to become dementia-friendly for customers and employees. They've considered the unique needs of people affected by dementia into their product and service design, or contributed to initiatives that directly support people affected by dementia. And these businesses are leading the way for dementia friendliness. To present these 2 awards is Angela Rippon, CBE, television journalist, presenter, and of course, ambassador for Alzheimer's Society. Angela, it's all yours.
Wow, what incredible stories we've been hearing this evening. Hello, my name is Angela Rippon, and it's my very genuine delight to be able to announce the winners this evening of 2 categories in our Dementia Friendly Business Awards, because we have one for a large business and another for a small business. And these awards are really very important because they don't just demonstrate, they also celebrate the way in which companies in this country are taking their responsibilities towards the dementia community really very seriously indeed, ensuring that they train their staff to not only understand some of the problems that people with dementia may have, but also to be able to support in a really dignified way those who have dementia and their families. So, as I say, we have 2 awards, and I'm going to start by giving you the finalists in the Dementia Friendly Large Business Award. And they are Cadent Gas, Museum of London Memories of London team, and Santander UK.
We provide the gas safely to 11 million properties. We've run events just before COVID on dementia-friendly utilities, calling innovators from across the UK to consider what is it that we should be doing differently and better. So to find out that we were a finalist in this category, it was a surprise. The fact that we were nominated into it by Alzheimer Society themselves is beyond words, really.
My name's Amy. I work at the Museum of London and I manage our Memories of London programme for those affected by dementia.
I'm Marina and I'm a learning coordinator at the Museum of London, so I supported with the Memories of London programme.
We were nominated for this award for our work around our programme Memories of London, which we have been working on with people who are affected by dementia. We've created podcasts with them, with artists. We've created activity booklets, and we've also been creating lots of opportunity to connect digitally.
We've seen a huge impact on people affected by dementia. Things like our Zoom sessions bring so much joy and happiness. We've also heard from carers and loved ones that even after our sessions, the people affected by dementia are truly kind of enlightened.
It feels wonderful to be acknowledged for all the work that we've done, but also particularly to allow our volunteers and our dementia reference group to see what amazing work they have done.
The sustainability team helps integrate sustainability into what the bank does. We are trying to maximize the positive social and environmental impact we have, and we've been collaborating with Alzheimer Society in a strategic partnership for more than 2 years. Santander has the ambition to become the best dementia-friendly bank in the UK, and we have implemented numerous dementia-friendly initiatives. For example, we have tried to improve the awareness and understanding of dementia within Santander, and for that we created a bespoke dementia-friendly e-learning module. Almost 12,000 colleagues, and that is 54% of the Santander UK staff, became dementia friends in 2020. We are extremely proud of this nomination. It means that after many months of hard work and many work behind the scenes, we are starting to be recognized on the work we've been doing, but also on the results we have achieved.
3 absolutely brilliant organisations there who, in their different ways, have really considered the needs of those people affected by dementia through their services and their activities. And they are all certainly leading the way for other companies to become dementia friendly. Well, as I say, admirable work from all 3 companies, but only one can win. And this year, the award for the large dementia-friendly business goes to Santander UK. And warmest congratulations to everyone on the Santander team. So now on to our second category, which is the small and medium dementia-friendly business award. And these are our finalists. Community Dental Services, CIC, Moving Waves, and the National Trust Birmingham Back to Backs Reminiscence Team.
We are a referral-only dental service, and we wanted to look to implement things to improve the lives of people living with dementia. We've looked at removal of black mats on entry, having twiddle mitts in the surgeries so people are actually able to take them home, having regular signposting on all of our media platforms. What it means to us to be nominated is just to raise awareness, just to ensure that people living with dementia can access services and feel comfortable at the service that they're accessing.
We run performing arts and creative workshops, activities at care homes. Our workshops cover anything from drama, dance, storytelling, music, art, self-expression, yoga. During the past year, the COVID year, we've run mostly online workshops. What our activities have offered is apart from being fun and just something lighthearted and something more exciting, they've also, equipped the participants with, some creativity, imagination, the sense of achievement with the different games we play.
The Reminiscence team have demonstrated resilience and pushed beyond their own personal boundaries. This group of volunteers are combating isolation and improving access in such a meaningful way.
It all started because the Back-to-Backs is such a special place with a wonderful ambience. And as a tour guide there for about 12 years, I couldn't help but notice the number of visitors who immediately started to reminisce. So it didn't take much to think how we might organise this to help people with dementia.
With a very committed and very enthusiastic group of volunteers, we managed to start putting together Reminiscence on Zoom. We show photographs, we play videos, we play music.
Sometimes in the morning, some of our guests are having a bad day, but at the end of the session, they're like different people.
Absolutely brilliant. All three finalists there showing that smaller organisations really can change the way that they operate or create new activities from scratch that really will support the unique needs of people who are living with dementia. I think they really all do set a terrific example. So, on to the judges' decision. Not easy, as you can imagine, but this year they have decided that the winner of the Small and Medium Dementia Friendly Business Award shall go to the National Trust and their Birmingham Back-to-Backs Reminiscence team. And I have to say a huge congratulations to them, because all of our finalists really are totally a credit to their sector in which they work and live. And indeed what they do is they set a whole new bar on how organisations of their size really can support people who are affected by dementia and enable them to live well. So warmest congratulations to all of the teams that took part, and particularly, of course, to tonight's winners. And back to you, Richard.
So huge congratulations to both our winners there, so massively and richly deserved. Santander UK and National Trust Birmingham, Back-to-Backs Reminiscence team. Next, we move on to the Dementia Hero Award for Dementia Voice. Now, this award recognises individuals who've used their own experiences of dementia in the creation, the development and the successful delivery of a project that is of benefit to people affected by the condition. At Alzheimer's Society, we want people affected by dementia to be at the heart of everything we do. And so it's only right that we recognise this as part of our Dementia Hero Awards. And to present this one is Sylvia Buskill. Now, Sylvia is an Alzheimer's Society volunteer living with dementia and one of our judges for this category. So, Sylvia, it's over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sylvia Buskill, and I have the privilege tonight to present this very special award, the Hero Award for Dementia Voice. I am 76 years old and was diagnosed with vascular dementia and Alzheimer's disease in 2019. My career was in nursing, which I loved. I retired from nursing as a midwifery sister in 2004. Dementia Voice is a vital tool in encouraging people living with dementia to realise that dementia should not define them. They are still able to do most of the things they were able to do before their diagnosis of dementia. And Dementia Voice is here to help that happen and to celebrate the strengths and weaknesses of these people. Tonight, our three brilliant finalists are Three Nations Dementia Working Group, Alex Winstanley and Gail Gregory. Let's hear more about our finalists.
My name is Nigel. I'm Nigel Huller. I'm chair of the Three Nations Dementia Working Group. The Three Nations Dementia Working Group is made up of a group of people who are formed to affect policy change and be the go-to group for everybody, not just the society. We decided that we would start producing fortnightly webinars, and we ranged from subjects as diverse as faith, BAME, social prescribing, hospital care, all of the things that matter to people in their day-to-day lives living with dementia. We produce a newsletter which is well read and a website which is well viewed. One gentleman said to me not too long ago, this has been a lifesaver. I'm very proud of the Saturday Sunday Social. It is so valued by people. I am so pleased that we've been nominated for this award. It's a major compliment, isn't it? Not for me, but for the work of everybody.
My name's Alex Winstanley. I'm a former teacher and carer and now an author and social entrepreneur. I've been nominated for a Dementia Hero Award for my book, My Grandma Has Dementia, which is written about my grandma and her experiences of dementia and how we as a family experienced dementia, with the aim of trying to help children and young people to understand dementia in a realistic and positive way. Someone got in touch saying that I really struggle to explain dementia to my son, who's 4, and why his granddad acts in a certain way. This book did that, and she said we sat and we read it together and we cried, and then we've read it every night since. To be nominated for a Dementia Hero Award means a lot. My grandma passed away just before Christmas, and the aim was to read the book to her when it was finished, and it came out just at the end of January, and obviously I wasn't able to do that, but my grandma's legacy now lives on.
I'm Gail, and I'm currently living with Alzheimer's. When lockdown started, I could see people withdrawing. It was like, what can I do to make people feel better about themselves? Because I've always loved crafting, I started making fairy houses out of tree logs and pebbles. I decided to share what I was doing. Lots of people were following on YouTube. We had Zoom meetings. We built some really good friendships through this, and we supported one another. I think all people need with dementia is encouragement, and this crafting seemed to do that. We went into care homes, and the joy that you could see on the faces just from making a simple card was unbelievable. It's quite emotional, really. Sorry. Thinking back on what I've actually done. I haven't done it for myself, I've done it to help others.
We have 3 different but all deserving finalists there. The winner of the Dementia Hero Award for Dementia Voice is Alex Winstanley for his book, My Grandma Has Dementia. I bought this book myself and was impressed by the way it opened up the subject of dementia to children and the public in a simple and realistic way. He has demystified dementia for many people. The judges discussed the 3 panelists at length, and the order was very close. And with those 3 fantastic examples of involving people affected by dementia, back to you, Richard.
So congratulations, Alex, and what a legacy that is for your grandmother, helping children and young people understand dementia through your book. Now, before our last award categories, we got a poetic treat for you. Richard Meyer has published 2 books, Misadventure and Search Party, and he was shortlisted for the Aldeburgh Prize. He's now working on a 3rd book, which includes a powerful sequence of poems about his mother's Alzheimer's disease, and he's agreed to share one with us. This is Acts.
Hello,
Well, the poem I'm about to read is about a specific individual who's really helped my mother and our family. I'd like to dedicate it to everyone out there whose care and support makes the lives of people with dementia and their family members a little easier and a little more hopeful. The poem is called Acts. And into all this comes Helen, home hairdresser, who with her every Wednesday brings the gift of touch and picks out blouses Mum's particular pink and checks her feet and gives the weeping fig a drink and listens and re-listens. A godsend, for let's face it, we're struggling here. A soul befitting of her name, bright shining light, and someone recognised. Thank you.
Well, we're nearly there. Our penultimate category tonight is the Dementia Hero Awards for Journalism, awards that recognise local and national journalists and broadcasters whose innovative and sensitive work on dementia has made a significant impact in highlighting the key issues for those affected by the condition. Through their work, all of our finalists have given a voice to people affected by dementia in the media. Now, to present this award is a broadcaster, a writer and a journalist, and a wife. My wife. Perhaps I should have said partner. It's Judy Finnegan. And she's all the way over there on the sofa. Hi.
Yeah, thanks, Richard. And hello, yes, I'm Judy Finnegan. And I'm here to introduce you to the finalists and winners for the Dementia Hero Awards for Journalism. Now, we've got quite a few awards in this category. And first up, it's the Dementia Hero Awards for Journalism Broadcast. That's one for national broadcasters and another for local. The nominees in the National Broadcast Journalism category are Alison Holt, BBC News at 10, Claire Kendall, BBC News, Curve Media, our Dementia Choir, Lewis Goodall, Newsnight, Sancha Berg, BBC Radio 4, and Virgin Media UK, Chris Evans Show.
Alison Holt, Panorama, BBC News at 10, consistently exposed the issues faced by social care recipients, in particular care homes, throughout the pandemic. Claire Kendall, BBC News, created gripping and emotional coverage on the struggles faced by carers, including the issue of social care funding. Claire and her team would like to dedicate their nomination to Bob, one of the subjects of their films, who sadly passed away this month. Curve Media, our Dementia Choir, captured a joyful journey of unity through music. Its strong scientific backbone was important, but the heartwarming passion of those taking part left the strongest impression. Lewis Goodall, Newsnight, highlighted the impact of lockdown on people with dementia with his compassionate and considerate reporting and interviewing. Sanchia Berg, BBC Radio 4, showed commitment and sensitivity covering the challenging themes around dementia during the pandemic. Virgin Media UK, Chris Evans Show, went above and beyond to raise awareness of dementia, delivering informative content in an energetic and truly engaged way, in turn raising hundreds of thousands of pounds for Alzheimer's Society.
And the judges actually couldn't split them, so we have joint winners. Congratulations to Curve Media, our Dementia Choir, and Alison Holt, BBC News at 10.
Well, during the pandemic, I have spent a lot of time reporting on the impact that the virus has had, particularly in care homes. So the impact it's had on the residents, many of whom have dementia, on families and on care staff. And I certainly view it as a nomination for the team of people that I work with, my producer, James Melly, and the Panorama team. It's just wonderful because it hopefully means that we have had an impact in terms of trying to tell the story of what's happened in the last year. I really hope increased understanding and awareness of the pressures on people with dementia, on families, and all those who need support.
Our nomination is because of our television programme, Dementia Choir at Christmas. The whole point of the first series plus the Christmas special, I think, is to explore what it's like to have dementia, but to not let it not let it define you, to still follow your dreams, still create new memories. It's really lovely to be nominated. And it's not nice for us necessarily, it's just nice for the choir, because I'll go and tell them and Mick that we've been nominated for something, and they get so excited about it. They're just so proud of what we're kind of like doing.
Both of these winners are absolutely outstanding, so congratulations. Now on to the regional broadcast journalism category, and our finalists are Andrew Edwards from BBC Radio Leeds, Debbie Tubby, BBC Look East, Matt Treacy from BBC South Today, and Stefan Messenger, BBC Wales.
Andrew Edwards, BBC Radio Leeds, created an energetic, personal and moving audio series, Mum and Me, The Dementia Diary, sharing his diary and the unfolding weekly story about his mum. Debbie Tubby, BBC Look East, showed the real impact of the care homes issue on people with dementia over the course of the pandemic through her compelling reports. Matt Treacy, BBC South Today, developed in-depth coverage of the issue around social care funding ahead of the 2019 UK election and gave a voice to people with dementia. Stefan Messenger, BBC Wales, BBC Cymru, had a sensitive interviewing style which helped us understand how it felt to be a dementia carer under lockdown, while giving us the context of the wider issues.
And the winner is Andrew Edwards from BBC Radio Leeds.
I'm the son of a mum who I hoped when my late dad died would have some years of healthy freedom, but who instead was struck with dementia. And like so many people, I've been on a journey and continue to be on one with her. Each week I talk about something that's happened to us. For example, the edition that's going out the weekend we're speaking now is about the technology that helps me keep mum on track. So wonderful people, but also alarms around her neck, on her bed, on her reclining chair, cameras, which mean even though I'm 90 minutes away, I can check if she's all right. It's me talking as a son about what mum and me are going through. I'm chuffed to bits to be a finalist. One of my bosses here put my entry forward. My mum has been a real hero to me through this. And it means a great deal.
Well, thank you, Andrew, and that's a really heartwarming way to tell the story of yours and your mum's dementia journey. Now, the next category is the Dementia Hero Award for Journalism in Print or Online. And just as before, there'll be two winners, one for national journalists and a second for local. The nominees in the National Print Online Journalism category are Alison Graves, Platinum, Amy Packer, Reach plc, the Daily Mail Health Team, Daily Mail Sport, Eleanor Hayward from the Daily Mail, Giles Sheldrick from the Express, and Rosie Sandal from Yours magazine.
Alison Graves, Platinum, wrote a sensitive and unique article showing dementia from the perspective of a best friend, navigating the journey from diagnosis to declining health. Amy Packer consistently reported on a range of issues impacting people with dementia in a way that couldn't fail to engage. Daily Mail Health Team, Sophie Borland, Ben Spencer and Eleanor Hayward, made an incredible team effort which thrust the injustice around social care funding onto the front pages time and time again, ensuring it was front of mind for policymakers. Daily Mail Sport were at the forefront of the topic of football and dementia, running its campaign with relentless effort and ingenuity. Eleanor Hayward, Daily Mail, has spearheaded multiple high-profile campaigns on behalf of people with dementia, most recently a successful care home visit campaign prompting government to change the guidance on care home visits. Giles Sheldrick at the Express created passionate coverage with his determination to make space for dementia stories, resulting in 5 front pages this year alone. Rosie Sandal, Yours magazine, intelligently and compassionately wrote a series of articles about caring, which offer advice and signpost readers to available support.
And The winner is the Daily Mail Health Team, Sophie Borland and Ben Spencer with Eleanor Hayward. Very well done to you all.
We launched a big campaign 2 years ago now to try and raise awareness of the crisis in social care funding that meant people with dementia were being neglected essentially by the government, and many were having to sell their own homes to fund their care. We hope we helped to give a voice to people who were really struggling and felt abandoned by the current social care system, and also to put pressure on the Prime Minister and those in power to come up with a plan for social care reform. It's great for us at the Daily Mail to be nominated for this award, and we really appreciate everything that the Alzheimer Society have done to help with the campaigns that we run and to represent those who are also hoping to make this change.
And that was such an impactful and important campaign for people with dementia. So many, many congratulations again. Now, in the regional print and online journalism category, our finalists are Charlotte Cox from the Manchester Evening News, James Holt from the Lancashire Evening Post, and Lisa Smith from Belfast Telegraph.
Charlotte Cox, Manchester Evening News, passionately covered the issues around care homes with several in-depth pieces that brilliantly represented the views of people affected by dementia. James Holt, Lancashire Evening Post, reported regularly on the general issues faced by people with dementia and the cost of lockdown during the pandemic. Lisa Smythe, Belfast Telegraph, put the care home crisis at the top of the news agenda in Northern Ireland from the outset of the pandemic, sustaining it throughout the course of the year.
And the winner is Lisa Smith from the Belfast Telegraph. So well done.
I led a campaign in which we worked to raise awareness of the issues and challenges facing people with dementia. It helped to give a voice to a group of society that is traditionally vulnerable. Following our campaign, the government in Northern Ireland started to gather data showing the number of people in care homes who were dying with COVID-19, and they also introduced testing for care home residents before they were admitted to care homes.
Very many congratulations to Lisa for raising these important issues and giving people with dementia a voice in the media in Northern Ireland. And enormous congratulations to all our winners of the Dementia Hero Awards for Journalism. And it's back to you, Richard.
Fantastic winners there, showing the impact that journalists and broadcasters can have in giving people affected by dementia a platform for their voices to be heard. Well, after 10 categories and many memorable finalists and winners, we come to the last award category of the night. This is the Dementia Hero Award for Outstanding Achievement. This very special award was created to honour the individuals, the groups or the organisations that have gone above and beyond during this pandemic to improve the lives of people affected by dementia. People who at every opportunity champion the rights of people affected by the condition and unite us all to a common cause. Our finalists are passionate and they're inspirational, they're innovators and change makers, and their actions have had a profound impact on the lives of those living with dementia and their carers and families over the past year. Presenting this award is Zilla Moore, Marketing Director at Tunstall Healthcare, our sponsors of this category and of the Dementia Hero Awards tonight. So thank you so much for your support. Over to you, Zilla.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Zilla Moore. I'm the Marketing Director at Tunstall Healthcare, and I have the great privilege tonight to present the final award of the evening, the Dementia Hero Award for Outstanding Achievement. Here at Tunstall Healthcare, our mission is to create a world where people have the freedom to live life to the full in a place of their choosing. And this is why we're so passionate about working with the Alzheimer Society and sponsoring this award. So tonight, our three finalists for the award are Christine Maddox, Claire Pookie and Paul Harvey. Let's learn a little bit more about these three finalists now.
My name is Chris Maddox. I'm Welsh, but I'm now living in Eastbourne. I was diagnosed at the age of 60 with vascular dementia, And I've since been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And last year I was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia. I was trying to do something that was meaningful during lockdown, but because I was shielding, I couldn't do much. But I wanted to do something to raise funds for Alzheimer Society. So I shaved my head off and I raised £1,550. I want to do as much as I can whilst I'm still able. Anything from telephone calls, video calls, doorstep conversations, just showing people that we do care. And I think that is so important because people can so often be forgotten anytime, but even more so during a pandemic. When I found out that I was nominated for this award, I felt very humbled. And I don't feel I'm doing anything special because I'm just being me.
My name's Claire Puckey and I'm the Dementia Friendly City Coordinator for Plymouth City Council in Devon. I coordinate the Plymouth Dementia Action Alliance. I worked with our chair in the Alliance to co-write 2 reports. One was what everybody had done in the Alliance during the first lockdown. And then the other one, we kind of looked at what the impact of lockdown had been. I also made a real point of keeping all our Alliance members up to date with as much information as I could that I thought would be helpful. I'd worked with our sort of planning department in the council for quite some time, and they were updating a guidance document, and it's guidance for people making planning applications, and I provided all sort of like the dementia content for that. But to actually get nominated for something like that, it is an honour. I feel it's quite an enormous privilege, really. I think especially seeing as I've seen who the other finalists are in the same category and I know what awesome stuff they've done.
Very honoured indeed. I think it's what can I say really? It's great, and I'm very honoured that even if I don't win it, I'm very, very proud of getting that far.
I think you'll all agree that every one of our finalists is outstanding and they're all dementia heroes, but we can only have one winner. So tonight, it's my great pleasure to announce the winner of the Dementia Heroes Award for Outstanding Achievement is Paul Harvey. Congratulations, Paul, and thank you for such an inspirational story. Over to you, Richard.
Well, congratulations to you, Paul. The judges chose Paul as the winner for his incredible fundraising, for demonstrating the power of music and showing that people living with dementia will always have so much to give. The judges were all amazed by the high standards of all the individuals who were nominated, and they especially loved the determination, the energy and the drive shown by Paul and Chris to ensure that dementia and those living with dementia during lockdown were kept firmly in the public's eye. And now I'd like to invite Kate Lee, Chief Executive of Alzheimer Society, to share her message to you all.
Hi everybody, I'm Kate Lee, I'm Chief Exec of Alzheimer Society. What an incredible set of finalists and winners we've had tonight. How incredibly moving. I'm glad it was the waterproof mascara. Congratulations to every single one of you, and thank you for everything you do to support people affected by dementia. I want to say a big thank you to Richard for hosting the awards tonight, and to all our awards presenters and category judges for your support of Alzheimer's Society. We really couldn't do it without you. I'd also like to thank Tunstall Healthcare for sponsoring the ceremony tonight, and to Santander for their support of the Dementia Hero Awards for Innovation. It's only through working together that we will beat dementia, and we couldn't be working together with a more wonderful set of people. As Richard told us earlier, the Dementia Hero Awards are taking place during Dementia Action Week, our annual event that sees us all coming together to improve the lives of people affected by dementia. Right now, the broken social care system means that in the UK, people with dementia and their families are struggling to get the care and support they need and deserve. For too many, the care system is too difficult to access, it's costly, it's inadequate, and it's deeply unfair. We urge you to sign our petition this evening. Please search Cure the Care System. But otherwise, we just want to say a huge, huge thank you to all of you for joining this evening and for celebrating with us. Thank you.
And that really is all from us. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and a special thanks to everybody who helped to make these Dementia Hero Awards so very, very special. We knew they would be, and they didn't disappoint. When we opened nominations for these awards, we knew that there were people across England and Wales and Northern Ireland doing outstanding things to support people affected by dementia. We'd hoped to unearth some of those stories so that we could recognise these dementia heroes, but we had absolutely no idea that we would receive so many incredible nominations. So, to our dementia heroes, to the winners tonight, our finalists, and to all of you watching at home who do everything that you do to support people affected by dementia, a huge, sincere thank you. Stay well and have a very good night.